I'm going to strip it down pretty much as bare as I can get it, do some work on these side panels, popping off some logos, changing the wheels, stripping out the old system that's in there. A lot of work to be done, so I'm going to flip into time lapse. Super dusty, as you can see, but with a good cleaning, I'm hoping this aluminum will shine up. One little problem is I have a crack here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna like patch that up, sand it, and then paint this whole piece. So yeah, these parts are gonna need some TLC. This one's literally got stuff spilt on it. Aluminum's gonna take some work. I'm gonna try and clean that, polish it up. At this point, for those of you interested, we've got this slide out motherboard tray with a really pretty looking but kind of ancient system. This is, I forget what series, but it's an AMD Athlon, DDR2 RAM. The RAM's pretty cool actually, because it's like some of the original, it wasn't Corsair Dominator, but it's starting to look like that. And this is some of the original like high performance RAM, DDR2, when they started putting, you know, heat spreaders and heat and performance were like an issue. Also, this motherboard has a really cool copper heatsink and pipe going through it. Very cool stuff. Sometimes the vintage stuff is neat and I like to show it off. Anyway, we're gonna take this apart. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use it for yet. I'm certainly not gonna throw it out. It's too cool looking. My new wheels are gonna fit pretty fine up here. Aluminum's wide enough, but down here they're a little big, so I'm adding this little aluminum bar I cut. Oh, nice. I really like that. It just glides around. Another nice thing about this case is the hinges are reversible, so I could switch which side I want it on. So now the door opens this way now. Since the system's going to be upside down, I figured the door should open this way. Now, do I feel confident that those are going to hold it? I think so. If I could do that, I think we're good. People are cringing right now. Now I gotta come up with a theme, and it's gotta match my parents' house and their style and not just be RGB. So I'm trying to think like what stands out about this system, what did I fall in love with about it? And I want to go with an automotive stylistic approach. So my thought was to wrap all these mesh panels in red leather. And by doing that, it makes it more like a piece of furniture or an automobile, like some luxury interior than some kid's gaming machine. This is a NAS for a photo professional and my mom who's a music geek. So I got to work cleaning the panels. You know, there's got to be high quality for them and last a really, really long time. So some 3M spray adhesive, that stuff grabs really strong right off the bat. I use that to grab all those cool contours and lines and just kind of push that in. Working with the leather was really fun and satisfying, has a great feel. And, you know, you feel like you're some Italian leather sports car upholsterer, even though, you know, no one does this really with computer cases. This glue I'm using here is a hide glue meant for leather. It grabs really good through the mesh of the case, but it takes a really long time to dry. That's why I was using it in combination with the spray adhesive. Those airbags I was actually using to prop up the underside so that as I was using weights, it would push down on all those curves during the long dry period. Got the Cooler Master logo in, all the details set right in. It worked really well. 2 hides of leather actually covered everything, and here you could see some of my methods I used to weight down the inner contours while I was waiting for them to dry. I did those in 2 parts, and when it was done, cut out for all the little tabs, because I left the tabs so it could pop right back into the metal side panel. You can see all the hide glue it's going to last forever. It's going to take, the heat and the air. This stuff's meant for leather. This stuff is also meant for leather, that stuff I just showed, but it said it was fast drying, and it just wasn't. So I wound up having to use tape everywhere. The challenge with this is getting the shape to hold during long dry periods, but still using a glue that's meant for leather that's really going to last a long time. So I wound up just taping it, and it works kind of like a rubber cement, where if you recontact it, it actually sticks better. Peeling that off and just pushing things back down, everything's stuck together well. Pop the tabs right into the metal. And to cover up this glue, I used carbon fiber wrap, which also products lie because they said this was breathable and would let out bubbles. It did not. So I used a razor blade to get out the bubbles and just patchworked the whole thing together. It's really just meant to cover up the glue and look good on the inside. So I think it did a pretty good job. I used that on the front panel as well. Cover up all my glue. And that's pretty much it for now. Final reveal is going to be in part 3, where you get to see the whole theme come together. If you want to see it before that, there are pictures on both my Instagram and my Facebook. You can catch links to those on my YouTube bio. Probably the easiest way. And liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell so you get notified. All these things help the channel a lot. So if you like what you're seeing, it's free to you to just help me out and throw a like or share it to someone. Really, really helps out. I'll see you all in part 3, and this is Ollie Man with PollyTech signing out.